Hello, my name is Ethan Condon, and I am taking a computer science and software engineering course as part of the Career and Technical Education program at the Gull Lake High School. Today, I'm going to walk you through installing Linux and Ubuntu, talk about some definitions, and show you how to download VMware and Ubuntu. So first, I'm going to show you what Ubuntu looks like, if it'll let me. I don't want that, so this is what the thing looks like. Um, just I'm using Jellyfish, so it might look a little bit different for you if you download like 24. I'm using 22. Um, but just in case you want to look at it, this is what it'll look like. So what I'm gonna do is I'm actually going to uh, power off the entire thing. Reopen the VMware. Click on this and delete from disk. So I'm starting from scratch. So we're going to create a new virtual machine. We gotta have the disk file, so it's going to be from my ISO because that's where I have my Ubuntu 22 downloaded. I don't need to click anything on here, and I'm just gonna check that that's where I have it. 22. Yep. All right. I'm going to input my full name, my username, which is just going to be my last name in lowercase, and then my password. See if I inputted this correctly. Alright, I'm going to rename my virtual machine to Ubuntu 22 because that's the one I'm using. You can put it as anything, but that's what's going to show up here. So you see home. Under it's going to be, for me, Ubuntu 22. It could be like your name. It could be something like that. And I'm going to put this in an OS that I am going to have. So right now I don't have anything here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into Files in my virtual machines, Linux. I don't have any OS that I can put it in, so I'm going to make a new folder, name it OS, hit enter, and put this in my OS. Alright, next is just going to have maximum disk size in gigabytes. I'm not going to use much, so I'm going to say 60. You can put like however much you want in there as long as it fits within your computer storage. And I'm not going to click anything here. And next. So you gotta check this if anything doesn't seem right to me, which you can change it in customize hardware, or you could go back. So personally, I want 8 gigabytes of storage and 3 processor cores. It all varies on your computer and what you want to use it for. So again, just check that everything is okay, that everything works. So I already checked this. It goes to my OS, which is what I want. I know it's 64-bit. It's got 60 gigabytes. It's split. So all the documents, all the backup is split into different files. Memory is at 8 gigabytes, and I have 3 CPU cores. So I'm gonna click finish. Again, the process should be about the same for whatever Linux you use. So while this loads, I'm going to explain different definitions of things. Alright, so in order to check your PC specs to do that whole process before, in Windows, what you can do is hold down the Windows key and click R, uh, and type in msinfo32 in the open thing. I've already opened it today, so it's gonna be already there. So you click OK, and it should bring up all your PC specs. Um, have 6 cores, and I'm using 3 in there. Um, 32 gigabytes of RAM, so have plenty. Um, have a lot of that stuff. And in order to see how much space you have on your PC, you just go to Components. It brings you to this drop down, and you hit Storage and Drives, and it should bring you to this. If it doesn't, I don't know what to do, but I'm sure Google will help you. So I have 795 gigabytes of free space. You might have more, you might have less. All depends on your PC. So I'm going to walk you through this. So obviously we're doing English. You get to test your keyboard here, so I can type anything. And it won't save it there. It's just a little test. Hit continue. It's a long process because it's gonna take a while to load. So, um, so I'm just gonna do the normal installation here. Um, you can click these to see what happens. It's a virtual machine, so it's not it's not going to affect your whole computer as just an entire thing. It's just gonna be in this. I'm going to erase the disk, so it's gonna take a while. But while that's going, I'm going to explain some things like a host computer and stuff like that. So throughout the courses I've been in, we've been taking notes about things like building my VM, backing up Linux, and my computer hardware, my host computer, hypervisors, just virtual machines in general. So we got hypervisors here. A hypervisor, also known as a virtual machine monitor, VMM, is a software layer that allows multiple virtual machines VMs to run on a single physical hardware host. So basically, you get to run as many Linux things on a single hardware host um, as you want. So you can run like Mac while running Linux and all these other things. So personally, I'm using the Type 2 hyperdrives. So they run on top of an existing operating system and rely on it for device support and management. They are generally easier to set up, but can be less efficient due to the extra OS layer. Um, some people use Type 1 hypervisors. It's just easier to use this one entirely. Alright, now we're talking about the CPU. So it's a central processing unit, often referred to as the brain of the computer. It is a crucial component that performs most of the processing and calculations in a computer system. So its primary function is to execute instructions to make up computer programs. It performs arithmetic, logical control, and input 1/O operations specified by the instructions of the program. So this is kind of what it looks like. Um, Kind of fake picture, but you know, it works. We also got RAM, or random access memory. It's a crucial component of a computer's hardware that works closely with the CPU. It serves the computer's short-term memory, providing quick access to the data that the CPU needs to perform its operations. Its job is to temporarily store data and machine code currently in use. This allows quick read and write access, significantly speeding up the computer's operations. And this is kind of what it looks like. This is a better picture. It doesn't look as fake. And finally, we have hard drive. It's also known as a hard disk drive, and it's a data storage device used in computers to store and retrieve digital information. It's a non-volatile storage medium, meaning it retains data even when its power is turned off. Alright, so hard drives store data on a magnetic platters that spin at high speeds. The data is read and written by a read/write head that moves across the surface of these platters. So it just kind of spins around and reads whatever's on the platter. Alright, so now we got all that done. I'm going to select my time zone, which is going to be Detroit. I'm gonna enter my name, first and last. It already does everything for me there, so I'm just gonna type in a password. Everything works. Apparently it doesn't like my password, but you know, doesn't matter. And right now it's just installing. So I'll pause until we get to another part. Alright, so I'm gonna show my file management. So I have a file that has my OBS where I will be putting everything in there. All my videos. I have screenshots for the applications, which is just gonna be all these pointless things. Building my VM, which is a step-by-step process, just in pictures. My hardware, which is, again, just useless pictures. And my host PC specs, which are the Windows R things that you saw. And in the virtual machines folder, I have my Linux, Ubuntu, however you say that thing. I have the backup for it, so I have this entire backup for Linux thing. I have my ISO, which holds the Ubuntu 22.04.4 thing. So if you have Ubuntu 24 instead of 22, it'll say 24 here. And my OS, where we're downloading everything for Linux. It's kind of important for you to have that file management so you can find anything. It's kind of like a dirty room if you don't have that file management and you don't want a dirty room. Alright, so it says installation complete, so I'm going to restart now. And it should restart a lot of these things. There we go. There it is. It's going to bring me up to this screen, which obviously means it's loading, which is good. If it's not loading, I spelled my name wrong. If it's not loading, then that might be an issue. Just type everything in there, and you get your Linux. Let's see if I can find my mouse here. So, alright, so brings you to this screen. If you'd have any problems with VM, you can always hit the X and it'll give you the option to suspend, power off, or cancel. I would recommend power off because it'll turn everything off and it won't just stop the program. So full screen, if it'll let me. That's not great. Sometimes you have issues with it. So this is what it looks like. Yeah, next I'm going to show you how to download Ubuntu and the VM workstation. Alright, so you're going to go to VMware.com, and depending on what link you click, it might bring you to here, it might bring you somewhere else. My guess is you click this search thing, search up desktop hypervisor, and it'll pop up with this. You're going to download Fusion or Workstation, and then you're just going to go through the process, and it should walk you through it. Alright, and this is how to download Linux. So you go to linux.org. It might bring you somewhere else. You can copy this down, but it'll bring you to all these things that you can download. So you can download the puppy version, the Pure OS. I just download Ubuntu. Um, Pretty much free to do whatever you want. Last part of the video, if you want to turn uh, the Linux thing off, go to power off and log out and hit power off. It'll automatically do it in 60 seconds, or you can hit power off, depending on how lazy you're feeling, but it'll just take everything out, and you're good. So that's the walkthrough of Linux. If you have any questions, put it in comments below, just email me, just do something. See you later, I guess.